Hey, what's up? It's DJ. Today we're taking our first look at the Casearias Steiger Series large frame and J&M 875 green card from Casearias Modding. Unlike most mod previews that I do, these were not sent over by Casearias Modding for the sake of this video. They are out now for all players that play on PC via the Casearias Modding itch.io page. However, these mods will be coming out for all platforms, crossplay if you will, on the mod hub once they're submitted and pass testing. So in the meantime, I figured now would be a great time to show all of you guys that are on console all of the customization options that you can expect to see, as well as some of the really cool features about this pack. Now these are actually two separate models. So we have the Steiger, we also have the Steiger Quadtrac, and on top of that, additionally, the 875 grain cart is a totally separate mod altogether. It's just that since they're both from Casearias Modding, hey, let's show them all off. Let's start with customization. We're going to see some pretty similar stuff throughout, whether you're using the wheeled version or the tracked version. For example, engine options are going to be the same. You've also got front weights, beacon lights, monitor, quick hitch, front light or front extra lights, and show decals. If we jump over, we're going to see that all of those are the same here too, with the exception of one thing. Wheel setup. In here in the tracks, we've got two options, basically standard and standard number 2. That's it. Those are your options. However, we get a lot more with the wheel setup. So I'm going to show you all the customizations for this model on the wheel version today. And we start with the engine. So we start up with a 360 horsepower, 9370 power shift. We're going to go all the way up to a 9390 synchro shift modified, which has 626 horsepower. Very cool there. And there's a lot of stuff in between. So you can kind of just go through and see we have different setups for manual or power shift transmission. And again, engine options all the way up to that 9390. So some pretty cool stuff through there, and I dig it. And even you see the decals changing on the tractor itself, depending on which one you go with. Now, as far as wheels, we have the Lizard Farming set. Then we can choose a Michelin, Continental, BKT, Trelleborg, Midas, and back in. We've got twin wheels on quite a few of these. If we just kind of go through, I imagine we'll have these on all of them, but some of them are a little bit bigger than the others, like the Continentals. I've really been loving the Continental tires when it comes to Farming Simulator 25. And a BKT, you get chunky boys. I'll actually be going through at the very end of the video. There's a timestamp called Wheels, and you'll be able to see all of the rim options in there if you want to check every single one out. But we are going to be moving forward to front weights. So we start off with nothing, and we can go all the way up to a 990 kg weight. However, that is it. Nothing else in between. Beacon lights, we do have those. Yes or no. Just one at the top, but with this being a North American or American style tractor, don't think we're going to need too many of them. Around on the inside, we have monitor setups. Now, because we don't have any glass options, we're going to have a hard time kind of seeing inside, so I'm going to do my best to show you these. So we have no, then we have the Kinsey Blue Vantage, the Kinsey KPM2, Precision Planting, Blue Vantage plus KPM2, Blue Vantage and Pre-PLA, then the KMP2 or KPM2 and Pre-PLA, and then all of them. I don't know, just go with all of them. Why not, right? Quick hitch on the back. We have a yes or no setup for that. It is kind of expensive, but hey, worth it for what you're able to do. You're able to pull twice as many implements. Extra or front extra lights. With this one, we've got a yes or no moniker. These are going to be adding lights on the front fenders. So that's pretty cool. On the front, we already get 4 headlights plus the 2 extra on the very top. And then we have show decals. So we have the only brand and model, so we have that. So you can see it kind of takes away a few things. Then we have no, so you can actually debrand this, which is something very unique. And then show decals, yes. So really it's, do you want that stripe on the cabin, yes or no? And then do you want anything at all? This is kind of neat because you can also change up colors. So for example, if you wanted to go with like a black one, or if you wanted to create your own color, like, I don't know, toothpaste, for example, create your own color that maybe looks a little bit old, you could utilize this as a barn find and then use these as options for bringing it back to life. One thing to note, as you can see, one of the things that you may want to put only brand and model on is that black and red stripe around the outside. That's going to stay no matter what color you choose here. So if it's red, it looks really good. But if it's green, well, it looks a little bit weird. So we can take that off. Boom, done. We also have colors for rims. If you don't have the color mod, well, you could choose the gray or black. However, of course, with everything else, well, the color options are endless. And of course, you've got a license plate. No rim color options on the tracked version, as you would, well, expect to see there, but it does look pretty cool blacked out. I'll give it that much. One thing we haven't mentioned yet are specs, like the fact sheet specs. So the regular Steiger is going to have between 360 and 625 horsepower. However, if you go with the track version, you're only going to have up to 600 horsepower. Weight is also a difference, 18.6 tons with the track version and 15.1 tons for the wheel version. However, everything else is the same. We start off with the power shift transmission, 946 liters of fuel, and they travel at 19 miles per hour. Now let's talk about the J&M 875 Green Cart. This was actually known as the Lizard 875 Green Cart back in Farming Simulator 22, because that's when it was released. I actually almost referred to it as the Lizard, but I got to get used to J&M mods being in Farm Sim 25. That is super duper cool, so everyone will get this. Now, let's talk about specs to start with this one. 30,800 liter capacity, 5.6 tons, and it requires 275 horsepower, so make sure you've got the power to pull it. It's got a regular pin hitch around towards the front with PTO. And, well, that's about it. As far as wheels, we have Lizard. Then we've got Michelin, Continental, Midas, and back to a Lizard setup again. So Lizards are pretty normal. In the Michelin sets, we have Standard, Standard 2, which basically singles or duals. In Continental, we have a Standard or Standard 2. So these are both going to be regulars. However, they're a little bit bigger. In Midas, we have a Standard and a Standard and a Standard. So a lot of options through there. Some pretty cool stuff in Midas there. So Midas may be the one to go with. Attacher position, you can move this around a little bit. You basically got it inverted. So I don't know if you can see the hitch there moving, but if the tractor is a little bit low, you may want to go with Standard. Or if the tractor's a little high, you may want to go with inverted. Just is what it is. Same decal setups here. We have 1 through 3. So this is number 1, then number 2, and number 3. On 1, we've got the 875 with a white line down the middle and J&M Manufacturing at the end. Then we have a more modern black and white stripe with the J&M oval in the middle with 875 at the bottom left-hand corner. And then the most modern J&M oval on the left with the faded black to white striping with 875 at the very back. If we also take a look, this is going to be mirrored on the back as well. So it's going to change all the way around and even on the sides. So that is very cool. However, the front stays exactly the same. Taking a look at pricing, if you fully customize out the tracked version, you're going to be going from $73,900 and you're going to be adding about $14,700 to that. However, the wheel version can get a little bit more expensive, starting off at $69,900 and going up to $22,690 more. So customization options cost you a little bit with these. You will be happy to hear, though, with the J&M cart, the only thing that's going to cost you any money is the attacher position, and that's only going to cost you an extra $10. Now let's take a look at the wheeled Steiger for a moment. There are no animations that I can find, whether that be going in and out of the machine or anything like that. However, I will say, boy, does it look good. Everything inside the engine has been modeled. I don't know if you guys know, but engines actually have models now. The lights actually go off of this the right way. I think there were a few issues with lighting back early on in Farming Simulator 22's lifespan. However, you can see all of that's working properly. It's not a mod thing. It's just kind of a game thing. I wanted to point that out. Also, if you guys are curious, yes, I'm on PC. I'm using an Xbox controller for that. See all of the different sets here, even down to the warning signs. You can actually go in and read those. So, for example, if I take that off, go in, you can read the entire thing. I need to go through and read some of these because every once in a while modders will put like funny things on, like Lizard mods if they have a warning sign. They're pretty cool. Take a look at the tracked version as well. You see pretty much identical as far as a few things go. Now some body panels and things like that are going to be changed up, but otherwise pretty straightforward. Now the J&M cart is a little bit different because of course we've got stuff to do with that. So let's pull it forward. We can pipe out. So of course we want to do that. We can also open the cover. We click that. It is an instant cover. It is not a animation or anything like that. I prefer it this way. Sure, the animations look great, but sometimes you need to get that pipe done now. Tip sides. We have tip side pipe or tip side grain door. Yes, there's a grain door on here. I just don't know where it is. Oh, that's right. Isn't the grain door on the bottom of this thing? And once you've got the pipe up, you can adjust that if you want to. However, I need to fill this thing up because I want to go sell it. Hopefully I can get into the grain mill with duals on. I didn't even think about that. Oh, can we make it through? Yeah, just so. There we go. Alrighty. Now there is one thing to note, if I can back out of here. Because this is an auger wagon, you will not be getting a tip trigger for this. Because it's an auger wagon, it just starts unloading when it's ready to go. I don't know if there's anything going on through there, but I did not get a trigger or some type of call to action where normally you would. I did not get that with this. So, as you know, with an auger, when it's open and you pull something under it that can accept whatever's in it, it will just start unloading automatically. Same thing here as well. I don't remember if it was any different in Farming Simulator 22. I don't even remember if I caught that there was a grain door at the bottom in 22. However, at least in 25, now you know what to expect. Now, there is one thing that I do want to do is check out the interior of this guy. So you can see we've got our lights all set up, ready to go there. On the right-hand side, when we go forward, we've got our gear shift going forwards. And when we're going backwards, we've got our gear shift going backwards, which is great news. And here we do have the power shift transmission, or a manual, rather, I'm actually not quite sure, because I don't see the gears changing anywhere either. Maybe they are? Is it on the roof? Oh, we're going to hit it. I'm not quite sure. Either way, it does look good. It does sound good in here. I'm about as happy could be, man. Of course, the brake, or the clutch down there, brake, everything works perfectly fine. It's kind of hard to ask for more, isn't it? And lastly, let's pull over here to the grain cart and see if we can jump on top of here. Yay! And then one more. Yay! Hey, all right. So it looks like we are not able to get all the way down into the grain cart. Looks like it kind of stops where that red grating on the top is. However, pull out this, and it looks good. Man, check out those reflections going around. They did a really good job, even with the interior of this thing. Looks awesome. And that's about it. I'm not quite sure what else to say about these. We've covered the inside, the outside, covered driving them around, we'll have the specs, all that good stuff. If there's anything else you would like to see, please let me know. If you're on PC, again, you can get your hands on these right now via the link down below. That goes to the Casearias Modding fan page, and from there, they've got links to their itch.io page for both of these. The reason I do it this way, instead of providing the links directly, is so that they get full credit for the link going through with their source. That way, I stay out of all of that. I don't like providing download links for mods. Nonetheless, hope you enjoyed this one. Hope you have an awesome day. I'll catch you in the next one.